Hey guys, HuShang here. Welcome to another Starcraft 2 lesson. In today's video, by popular choice, I have a game I played against Inteleon, which I believe is Ryu, but I could be wrong about that. But he's a 6k Zerg, so he's quite strong. If you guys want to participate in, what videos I do next, I'll probably do some more posts asking you guys, which replay you want casted or analyzed, I guess. And so yeah, you guys participating in that lets me know which videos you guys want to see. Okay, so I'm opening up with a 1-gate expand. Actually, I have one more question for you guys. Do you prefer these videos in this first-person view, or would you rather them casted in the everyone cam? So today I'm going to do the first-person view, but I know I did the Neuro one in the everyone cam. Maybe they're both good. I mean, this one gives more of a first-person perspective, so you guys can, see what choices I'm making. So here our probe comes in, and we see this hatchery, and so we already can confirm that this is like a normal build. We're not too worried, so we're just going to proceed to get our expansion. Now I'm going to be doing, like I said, the 4-gate DT build, 4-gate charge lot rather. So it's kind of like the adept build that's super popular right now, but not exactly. It's kind of like a spin-off of that. So I don't think it's as good. I think it's definitely a weaker version of what everybody else is doing, but it's pretty fun, kind of a fun switch up. So regular stuff here, grabbing our gas, grabbing our pylon. I'm looking for the 3rd base right now, just to make sure it's not some sort of weird cheese. And here we're counting queens and just seeing if he's still mining gas. So he pulled off 2 right there. So we know that he's not going to be mining a lot of gas. So it's a little harder for him to go for like a bait nest or something quickly. And he's making the queen. So we're really not worried now. We're just going to confirm this hatch in a second, which we're expecting. If there wasn't a hatch, it would be pretty weird, to be honest, based on what we've scouted so far. So we're grabbing the Twilight. Oh, I also want to say that this is the first maybe or second time I did this build, so it's actually not perfect. There's a better way you can do this for sure. But it's still pretty decent, obviously, if it wins this game. Okay, throwing a robo down. And here we're going to confirm this hatch. If you don't know the hatch timing, it's 2:45. Well, 2:41 to be really precise. And he tries to sneak these Zerglings in, but we're able to deny it, which was really good for us. So he has no idea what we're doing, and he's forced to send this Overlord in. But the way I did the build in this game is actually not that good, so I can't really move my Stalker because it's pretty close to 330, and so if he has like 10 Zerglings here, he can run in, and then we could easily lose the game. So this is a little bit sketchy, and I don't think we get this, or maybe we do. But either way, this is like a kind of dangerous play, and so there's some changes you can make to the build. Well, we're getting charge, we're getting our War Prism. And so this is pretty much exactly the adept build. If you want to know more how to do this build, then you should just check out my adept guide and basically get charged instead of adepts. Instead of glaives, I mean. Getting a couple pylons here. This supply block is pretty normal. You pretty much always get supply blocked here. Unless you're like extremely precise. But the thing I would change is I would get maybe 4 adepts with this build instead of 2. Or maybe 2 zealots behind this somewhere. Could work as well. Now, I'm making the first 4 over here in the main, or in the, yeah, going towards the main. And I'm not sure if I would do this either if I keep doing this build. I might send the adepts to the main and then the chargelots in between the second and third. Might be a bit better. Because he was pretty ready for this, and then I can't warp in anymore. Which is kind of annoying. But one of the main advantages of doing this build is Zerg really can defend this build with a lair. And I've been seeing a lot of Zergs on ladder trying to get a lair. You can't do that. you're gonna get wrecked by this build or by the adept build if you get a lair, because you just don't have enough money for the things you need, like roaches. So you have to defend this without a lair, and you need to rely on spore crawlers. Now this guy didn't get any spores. I guess he didn't consider the possibility of us going DTs, so we just easily get this hatchery in the main. And then behind this, I'm trying to figure out the exact transition that I want to do. You definitely need to rush the immortals because Zerg already has so many roaches, especially if they commit to an all-in here. But I'm not exactly sure of a couple things. So there's some optimization I could use, but basically what you want to do is tech up a lot and not make units, except for the good units. So yeah, I'm kind of worried about a counter all in here. I guess I don't need to be. I have the DTs with this build, so he doesn't have a layer and I have DTs, so he kind of can all in. So maybe I could get away with less shield batteries. But either way, we're in a great position. If I look at the worker count, you can see it's 54 to 51. So pretty amazing for us. And from here, my plan was not very good. My plan was to do some sort of, well, right now it's just to make probes, and then in a second my plan is realizing we're way ahead and we can just all in. But this isn't a great plan because of when I stop probing, which we'll see in a second. So just clearing some creep, getting our blink. We don't really have any good scouting with this build because we don't have a Stargate and we are not making sentries, which is something I'm trying out. And so we need to get the blink just in case he goes muta. So now we're fully saturated. If you fully saturate the space, you shouldn't attack, which is exactly what we do in a second. Which is the mistake in this game. You shouldn't fully saturate and then go for attack, because Zerg is gonna finish droning and then they're gonna make units anyways. So it doesn't really make sense unless you're going for you know, Colossus or Storm or something like that, in my opinion. Or maybe deny their fourth and then back up at macro. Maybe that makes sense. But the way I do it here is kind of bad. So yeah, we would much rather go for Storm and then attack, or go for an earlier timing, like maybe 52 probes would be good. Now we see this fourth over here. We're going to deny that with the Archons. Archons are really good at denying bases. So definitely something you want to do is just fly these around, or rotate around the outer bases and try to get some damage in. He has a spine from earlier, which is kind of annoying, so we can't get any more damage, but not a huge deal. We're just kind of looking for anything we can get. Yeah, and from here, I mean, I have a ton of immortals, so I'm gonna push here, but I think it's a much better play here to just get Storm and take a fourth, based on how I've played so far. So I wouldn't do this again. Just being annoying. There's no way I'm gonna get anything with this, but gotta harass your opponents. This was pretty scary, but I don't think he was microing, so he got away.
I return to serve. I am here in the shadows.
And now we're setting up for that big push. Gonna warp in a ton of stalkers. He's super behind from losing that main hatch, so we shouldn't be able to lose this, but it's still pretty close because it's a bad decision. So I mean, this is one of those decisions that's maybe not that obvious for a lot of people. Like, maybe you're making this mistake as a diamond or masters player. It looks okay, right? We're making lots of units, we're attacking, but I don't think it's ideal at all. And the reason it's not so good is because it's too hard to force this engagement. Like, he has too many Ravagers and too many units, and all the Protoss units are super stupid. So it's pretty hard to manage it. Like, this looks like a mistake, me not dodging the biles, but like, what am I supposed to do here? Like, run them into the roaches or move them away and let him kill my Archons? Like, it's basically a lose-lose situation. So this type of attack without Storm, I think, is just like really, really bad. But fortunately, we're really far ahead in this game, and so it's actually totally fine. From here, it's okay. We've kind of traded out a bit, so it's not as bad. And then he's going to try and kite us here, so what I do is I just blank around him and surround him instead of dealing with his back and forth for like 4 minutes. And then all my units can shoot. But I don't think this technique will work if the army supplies are more even, so we're a little bit lucky that the early game went so well. I definitely needed to play this better if it was a more even game. So yeah, really, really well played by Ryu, I believe. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this game. As always, it really helps a lot if you leave a like and a comment. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this cast. I will see you in the next one.